Hello, hello. Welcome back to another video. Today, using only the GT1000 Core, I'm going to turn my guitar from this to this. Let's check it out. Okay, so I have the Boss Tone Studio opened up on the computer. You can access all of the same settings on the pedal. It's just a lot easier and a lot quicker on Tone Studio, so if you don't have it, download it and check it out. So this is just one of my patches. It's called Shred Lead. I normally use this for shredding leads, believe it or not. So I'm using the Boss X modded aired preamp. For the cabinet, I'm using an IR. I've downloaded a hair metal sound there, which I like. A little bit of room reverb. Let's get into it. Guitar, ESP, E2. It's in standard tuning, but drop D for the moment. We all know what that sounds like. Now, to get that to change so quickly like I did at the start, all I'm using here, effects 1, I've chosen the pitch shifter. I've gone down a full step, 2 semitones, turn it on. How easy is that? And it sounds pretty good, right? Like it still keeps all of the character of the guitar. It's awesome. Obviously, this does not change the tuning of my guitar. It's just the effects. So the strings on the guitar are still in drop D standard, so it's a little bit off-putting when you can hear both sounds. But if you're on stage or if you've got headphones in, you won't hear that, and it feels really fine. If there's any latency, it's very, very minimal, but it's almost flawless. So why would you need this? Let's say you're in a cover band and you do, let's say, Ed a Sandman. That's in E standard tuning. But next up, you've got some Guns N' Roses and they tune to E flat. So what you can do here, engage your pitch shifter, bring it down by 1. What about if you've got some Motley Crue? They tune down a whole step. Awesome, right? So of course when you use it, make sure you put this at the start of the chain. If you put this at the end, it's not going to affect the signal before it gets into it. You want to have the signal here going into your amp and hitting your amp already tuned down. If you put it at the end, it's not going to sound right. Let's have a look. You hear that? It's got like a bit of a vibrato wobble. That's because it's going through the amp. It's going through all of your effects beforehand. It's being manipulated. Then it's being manipulated again in the wrong way. So throw it at the start. Now I recently just did a cover of Parkway Drive's Vice Grip, which you can find just here. I actually don't have a guitar tuned to drop B like Parkway Drive, and I didn't want to drop a whole guitar and retune or restring it and do that whole thing. So I just used this guitar and I did this exact trick, reamping, recording my dry signal in, getting the guitar sound, and then re-recording it back in. If you want to learn how to do that, that is also right here. So here's the settings that I'm using for that. I find it on the fast mode or medium is probably the quickest. So it's mono. Actually feels pretty good. Slow. I don't know if you can hear that, but it does feel slightly slower for it to kick in, like just a little bit behind. There's a bit of a pre-delay. Speaking of pre-delay here, we'll get to that. So you can fine tune this. So for the purpose of just quickly down tuning, like a drop pedal, leave that on 0 and it's not going to do anything. The pre-delay, of course, is a pre-delay. Now that'd sound cool if you had like a dry signal to go with it. Now this PS1, that is of course the pitch level, feedback, I don't really know what that's doing. In this instance, it just makes it messy. And this is, of course, your direct level. And if you choose it right and you have the right harmony, it's going to sound awesome. It could sound good. It could sound good. And also the pre-delay, you can go all the way up to the subdivisions in here, and then you can match to the BPM. And that, of course, works with the direct level, so you can have some kind of pitch alteration and blend that in with your dry signal. I quite like this, like I said, to change the pitch of the guitar. Another little trick you can do to easily work on getting your perfect tone is to pop a looper at the start of the chain here. Now I've got a little expression pedal on the floor plugged into the back of the GT to trigger the start of this recording. So. And now that's just going to continue to loop around and around. Now when I bring in the pitch shifter, pretty cool, right? So obviously the reason it's able to do that is that it's at the start of the chain. So it's only recorded the dry signal, and everything after that is going to be what's affecting essentially what you're playing. So now you can go in, for example, your amp. That's pretty cool, right? It's a very handy little tip. Obviously, once you've set it up, have a play and see how it feels. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this one's given you a few ideas and a few little tricks on how to get that perfect tone. Please consider subscribing, stay tuned, and check out some more videos that are coming up. Take it easy.